Hello, welcome back to Sage and Stone Homestead. My name is Heather. We are actually in the middle of the heat wave, but we are getting a little bit of a break from the heat. Random thunderstorm came by today, which is great. It actually cooled down enough to where my automatic vents in the greenhouse are shut, which is good because the storms that are around us have anywhere from 50 to 70 mile/hour winds. I really don't want my greenhouse open for something like that. It turns out I don't have to have my greenhouse open for something like that. Problem is, we just lost power. And so you can see a little bit of blue sky kind of peeking through here. If we get some sun, it's gonna heat back up again, and I'm absolutely gonna have to open up the greenhouse. That's one of the things about having a greenhouse, is you do have to manage it with severe weather, and it can be kind of a pain. Beautiful, beautiful storm though. And it's kind of weird. It's like it's forming all around us, but it's not hitting. And we have gotten a little bit of rain. How are you bunnies doing? Keeping cool? Yeah, they're all doing good. No one's heat stressed in here. It's pretty eerie when we've got big storms forming, and obviously you can hear them. Listen to that. But there's absolutely no breeze. None at all. Hi dude, how you doing? Are you coming in? Come on. I heard one of them gobbling. Of course, they're not going to do it now. It's probably time for me to get inside.
You said you're taking all the hits. You're someone easy to forget. But that's not how you come on. Not trying to be soft. There you are, as right as the rain. Not a thing that you need to change. I can't make you see my way, but I want you to. You said we're only getting older and closer to the end. You said it's only getting harder to hold on to a friend. Did you ever say who's weathering failure? There
the 4th of July and we've been invited to a bit of a barbecue of sorts up at our friend Megan and Reagan's, and we're going to be bringing a side. Now this year is the first year in a really long time that I have grown potatoes, and it just so happens that I have harvested recently some Yukon Golds and some Adirondack Reds of the potatoes that we planted, goodness, not that long ago, just a few months ago. I harvested these a few days ago and the skins aren't fully cured on them, so I want to be delicate while I'm washing them off. I mean, it wouldn't hurt anything to rub off some of the skin, but the skin has nutrients and I actually like that texture in my potato salad, so I am going to be leaving the skins on. Look at how gorgeous this potato is on the inside. Oh my goodness. So first things first, I'm just going to chop these up basically quartered. These potatoes aren't super huge. Once everything is chopped and I've added in some water, I'm going to set these up to boil. And the potato salad recipe that I'm using, I will link in the description box below. It calls for 4 to 5 eggs. So we collected some eggs this morning and I will add some of those in here. Now that I've got everything on to boil, I'm going to make the dressing for the potato salad. It involves 2 cups of mayonnaise, 1 cup of sweet pickle relish. This is actually not pickle relish. I made this relish using green tomatoes last season, and you can't tell the difference. It tastes just like a pickle relish. 2 tablespoons of yellow mustard. I actually ran out of yellow mustard here, so I had to use some whole grain mustard. And because of this, I am going to add a little bit more vinegar later. 1 tablespoon of celery seed, half of a teaspoon of paprika. I read this wrong. I did half a tablespoon. That's okay. And then here's the apple cider vinegar. I'm going to add just a little bit more. The recipe calls for 1 tablespoon. Mix it all up, and I'm going to set this to the side for now. I'm actually multitasking today, which is pretty normal for me. What I have here hanging is a big double batch of yogurt, and there's a lot of whey underneath. It's been very, very hot, and my kids have really been going through the whey popsicles that I make. It's actually pretty simple. I just put a little bit of elderflower cordial at the bottom of a quart jar and then top it off with the whey. This makes a really lovely tasting popsicle, and it has all the benefits of the cultured whey. There are still 4 popsicles left from the last batch, so what I'm gonna do is actually pop these out and stick them in a bag, and the kids can pull from the bag while the next batch of popsicles freezes. Flash forward, and I do have the eggs already peeled and chopped, and I do have the potatoes pretty much all chopped at this point. I did dice them up a little bit smaller than they went into the boiling water, and really all there is to do at this point is to dice up an onion, mince up a good bit of dill. The recipe called for 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh dill. We went a lot more than that. It's probably about a 1/4 cup, but I really like dill. And I also added some farm dust seasoning to act as our salt and pepper. And the last thing to do is to just mix it all up, combine everything together, and then chill. The recipe says to chill for at least 4 hours. We're going to be chilling overnight, and it should be delicious. Good morning. It's Monday. I didn't pick up the camera for the last couple of days. So I hope everyone had a great 4th of July, everyone in the States. Currently, I'm hunting down a shovel. We're gonna do a little bit of planting this morning. The weather has broken. It's not super hot, but it's still, you know, July. And so it's quite hot. This is the middle of the day. It's not exactly the best time of day to transplant like seedlings, but this is the time that I have. The goats are like, what are you gonna do with that? I might come back for some of this as mulch, but this is what we're gonna amend the grow bags with. Hi, Luca. I don't think I can throw it that far today, but I might be able to get it over here. There you go. Eventually the plan is to actually separate Chloe and Lufa so that Chloe the Kuni doesn't get super fat while I try to grow out Lufa. She is Berkshire and something else, cross, I can't remember exactly what, But she is our meat pig for the year, and I want her to grow a little bit faster without compromising Chloe. But today is not the day for that. Okay, so I brought out 8 total sweet potato plants. I had just put these in these star pots maybe a week ago. And look, they're reaching for more, which is great. I don't know that I'll get all these planted today. I think I have 6 grow bags that are ready for new occupancy. I think I may steal some soil from here and put it over here just so I can even things up a little bit. But I'm gonna add a couple inches of this barn clean out per pot, mixing it in. This is gonna add not only nutrition, but organic matter. And I think that is gonna help these bags retain moisture a little bit better. Goat manure is a cool manure, just like rabbit manure, so you can use it straight on the garden without composting. We did just get a good bit of rain the last few days, and it is going to rain more this week. So it's actually great timing for getting these little sweet potato slips moved over. All right, so I'm only gonna do these 4 on camera, I think, just because I wanna be able to show you what I'm doing. And I don't know that my camera is going to be able to withstand the heat of this afternoon to show you getting them all done. But these are all going to be put together the same way. Got my beautiful sweet potato plants here. We had started these inside on the windowsill. Gorgeous root system. I'm gonna do 1 per bag. So beautiful. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, so that will be very good. Number 3, number 4. These vines on the sweet potato will get very, very long. And when I've grown sweet potatoes in the past, I have gotten my best harvest of actual tubers when I have kept the greens trimmed. They obviously still need a little bit of greenery in order to feed that root system. Really, if you let the greens go wild, you really lose a lot of energy to those greens by way of sunlight and nutrition, and less of it goes towards the tuber. So I am going to put a few plant supports in here so that we can get a decent amount of greenery, but I am going to keep these pretty well trimmed. And I would like to keep them from really spilling over too much into my row here, because I have a little bit of a limited amount of space to move around on the lane, and I want to be able to kind of maintain this grassway here. Okay, these arrived to me a little bit less put together than I thought, so hang on, I'm gonna get these put together. I'll be right back. So these were not that bad to put together. I'll show you. These are actually square tomato cages, and each panel is the exact same. So I'm just gonna hook them together at each corner. I have some really nice, very sturdy square tomato cages that I got from Epic Gardening, and I went to go buy more and they were all sold out. It's kind of a hard time of year to grab your favorites because they've already been purchased for the season. But it's okay, Amazon had a halfway okay alternative. These seem decently sturdy. There we go. And the thing that I like about my Epic tomato cages is that they fold flat. So when I bought these, I made sure that they could fold flat, because this is the easiest thing for storage. It's better than trying to stack up those circular ones and pulling them apart at the beginning of the next season. It can be a big pain. This is super nice. And then what I have here are 15-gallon grow bags, and they fit perfectly inside the grow bag. There we go. I've got 6 done, which works for me for right now. These guys are still a little small in here, and I do have more underneath my carport. Once I get the rest of the other types of potatoes harvested, I will have all these grow bags as well, and those guys really can come out anytime. Ideally, for maximum storage capacity, you wait until these are totally died back. But when I grow potatoes, I almost never grow enough to really store them long term, so it doesn't really matter to me if the skins on the outside are fully cured. But whew, it's actually getting super hot out when the sun comes out. So I think I'm gonna go inside and we'll come back out here later. I have some more stuff to do. How's it going?
It's going.
These are the stronger ones that I was talking about. That's the ones that I'm supporting melons with. I don't know that I would want to support melons or anything else with those more flimsy ones, but they'll be fine for the sweet potato greens. While it is hot out when the sun is out, it's not that warm in the barn, and I have to do something with Farrell today. So we submitted Farrell into the MDGA virtual show. He was such a butt for pictures, and I just got a letter or an email from the MDGA saying that one of Farrell's pictures is not sufficient to enter him into the show. Now what we're not going to do is let Farrell get scratched for his foot being in the grass and have Corey wrestle that boy all for nothing. So we're going to take another picture of Farrell's back end. At this point, it doesn't even matter if the photo is any good, as long as it meets the minimum criteria for submission. That will make me happy. He could come in last place and that would be fine. So I'm gonna have you hold the camera for me, and I'm gonna go wrangle the beast. This way. Of course there's grain right here. Are you gonna stand there? I'm sure we got something that meets the standards for the photos. They just need to be able to see their feet touching the ground. They don't want them hidden by anything like grass. And I know we got that. Now are his legs looking pretty? Probably not, but we'll just have to see how he does. He's not fit for the show. No, you're not. Come on, let's go. We're done. I'm sorry. Come on. Come on. Go, boo. And you're touching your back end would make you stand up. Let's go. Also, something I didn't update you guys on is we finally took Mooch over to our friend's house. My friend Megan has Nubians, and she breeds mini Nubians, so he's got some work to do over there.
Right there.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, sweet boy. Are you very confused? Are you puzzled?
Yeah, he's confused.
Aw, what happened? Did you get transported to a magical place?
He did. Look, these girls have ears.
They have ears for days, at least some of them.
Hey! You got him? He's not very heavy, but dense, I guess?
Dense. Dense is a good word for him. Come on, baby. Come on. I know.
You've got babies in your backyard.
He does, because those girls were actually by the road this morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Where's all your friends? We gotta go find your friends. Come on. Come on, Mooch. Mooch is finally home, and he doesn't know what to think.
Hi, sweet boy.
Hey, gorgeous.
Dad, look good right now. Come
Hey,
on.
Benji.
Dad looks so good.
He looks awesome. I love Benji.
And towards the end of the summer, he'll get red on those ends. But
Yeah.
I look so good right now.
Yes, he does. Possum. Possum, can we talk about it? What happened? Look at his beard, it's glorious.
Oh yeah, no, he has so many colors in there.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, Mooch, that's
Not
yeah.
surprising. But he's so much taller than Benji already.
Do you keep getting out of the fence? Is that what this is?
Mm-hmm.
And it works, huh?
It works. I have to update the tape every couple weeks.
So those of you familiar with my herd, Benji has part in all the mini Nubian and mini Nubian cross animals that I have kept. So Stella has some Benji, so does Goosey.
Was it Flip you
It was
used to bring?
Flip.
Yep. So this would have been Flip's sire.
Okay, Flip's a sire. So AJ, who went to Miss Vicky's house. This is AJ's
Yep. This is his sire.
grandsire. Yeah, he's so gorgeous. Where did Mooch go? Mooch,
shade.
what are you doing?
To the shade.
Yeah. Hey, pretty girl.
That's Delilah.
Oh my goodness. Hi.
And then Fancy. Hey, this is Fancy.
Fancy girl.
Yeah.
Oh, you look like Mama.
And then BB. BB.
She's so cute. They're all cute. Oh, I love her moon spot on her head.
I know.
I remember her now.
I look so pretty.
Yes. And all the ones that we thought were pulled were pulled.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
We were right on everyone.
Good morning. So I didn't get to doing what I wanted to do last night, and we might actually get rained out this morning, we'll see. But my husband and I did manage to come out after dark and get some more hornworms off of the tomatoes. The tomatoes aren't looking super great. We're gonna go out there and harvest. I'm sure these guys were not helping. You guys doing a treat? It's like they don't even see him. Oh, there we go. Oh! They're running from each other. I think we're actually going to start way down here harvesting some tomatoes. Actually, I think these are finally my Dr. Witchies. All the tomatoes that I harvested in the last video ripened to the same color of a Belgian Giant. I think they're all Belgian Giants. This might be my only section of Dr. Witchies, which is reversed from what I thought. I thought that I intentionally planted Belgian Giants here, and then the rest was kind of up in the air of what it was, because I mixed up the planting tags, but apparently I mixed them up enough to where the Dr. Witchies are over here. In any case, I do have both types of tomatoes, and the Dr. Witchies are huge. Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna pull off all of them that are blushing. So just starting to turn. They're coming with me. And my harvest basket might not be big enough, but I do have that one in the greenhouse. This might be the biggest tomato that I've grown this year. It's got tons of cat facing on the bottom. That's all right. Whoop. Of course I dropped it. See the difference in color of this one? This is a Belgian Giant right here. They're more of like a pinky color. Both of them sort of have green shoulders for a long time. A lot of heirlooms are like that. They'll ripen first on the bottom And then sometimes the bottom is almost overripe by the time this top part turns color. But a lot of times it's just the outside of the tomato that's that color. The inside is usually good and soft. I noticed yesterday that I have quite the mess happening right here. There's a bunch of tomatoes kind of growing together and on top of each other and through the panel. Some of them are a little bit smaller. This was the one growing in the panel. This one I'll probably process today. This tomato here is looking pretty sick. You can see these leaves. It probably sounds like a really great thing to be getting a little bit of rain every day. Honestly, I sort of wish that we weren't. It's actually a little bit unusual for this time of year. Normally we have a pretty wet spring and then summer dries out a lot. And that works pretty well because our plants get a nice boost from all of that rain in spring. And then by the time they have a lot of foliage and they're starting to set their fruit, we're somewhat starting to dry out and we can rely on the irrigation, which really does help prevent the spread of disease. We have a lot of dew every morning and you compound that with a lot of rain in the afternoon and the plants basically never dry out, and that's just a great vector for disease spread. So honestly, I don't think we are going to be having tomatoes as far into the season as we usually do because of the weird rain situation. That might be it for ripe tomatoes on this side. Besides these are easy to get through the panel because they're smaller. Nog. Hi, buddy. Hi. The kids let him out to pee. He knew right where to come. He knew where I was. There's the slicers for the day. And I'd really like to get the beans harvested too. I keep talking about pulling these out because they look so bad from the mosaic virus that they have. They've got more than just that going on, I'm sure. But every time I come out to pick, I see so many more blooms. And I just think, oh, I mean, they're trying, look at them. So, I don't know. I think I'm choosing to be okay with the way that they look because they are producing. I do have a lot more beans coming on too. I'm sure you saw them down here. Bush beans down there, and there's even more that way and in the greenhouse. Normally when I'm harvesting the beans and really anything else, but I'll start on one side of the trellis and then I'll run to the other side and harvest. The smaller tomatoes are a little bit easier to harvest, like through the panel, because they're red and you can see which ones are ripe. Green beans are a little bit different. These guys will probably eat fresh with some of the potatoes that I harvested. They're still doing okay. Thought about harvesting some of these little squash out here. Aren't they cute? Even the tromboncino, they're starting to change color up at the base of the stem here. A couple plants right here of green beans. I believe these are the Jade Cross or Jade, something like that. They're just barely starting to flower and set their pods. Oh, looky there. These are the mashed potato squash that I put in here a few weeks ago. Looks like they're trying to spill out over the side of the trellis that way, which I don't think I want them doing necessarily. I don't think these are a true vining type, but I don't really want them in the walkway. I don't know if I can move this. There are lots of tendrils on here though. Looks a little rough right now, but they will redirect and fix those leaves. Hello and good evening. We have had a lot of storms yesterday and today. I think we have over 2 inches of rain that have fallen in the last couple of days. So those sweet potatoes have to be super, super happy. And I'm actually really grateful that I have my onions inside the greenhouse and not outside, because they're at the stage where if they get a lot of rain now, they're not going to cure well. So they'll be fine though, they're in the greenhouse. I made some bread today and I'm making some jam right now. Now this is a new to me recipe that sounded amazing. One of my favorite teas is Earl Grey tea. And this is an Earl Grey blackberry jam. And what you do is you make like a super strong tea and then add sugar to that. And then you add that simple syrup to about 2 pounds of blackberries and let it sit. It said overnight, but for me, I let it sit for like 8 or 9 hours today. And we're in the evening and I'm now making it. I will say, when I first set this to simmer, it smelled a lot more like that bergamot citrusy smell at first, and now I can't really smell it. I don't know if that's just, you know, olfactory overload. So I don't know if I've kind of cooked out the tea too much, but I think it's ready to actually put in jars. The recipe actually calls for pectin. And I'm not going to use pectin. If you guys have been around the channel for very long, you know that I'm really bad at pectin. It either doesn't set for me or I get something that's more like a gummy bear and not like jelly. I have an example for you. This is the grape jelly that I made last year out of our muscadine grapes. I put the grapes through my steam juicer and then I made jelly with pectin. Good. The kids are eating it, okay? But it's basically a gummy bear. They say it's good, but this is not what I'm after. So I don't want to add pectin to this, mostly because when you use whole fruits, most fruits have pectin in the skins and the seeds. And so you don't need to add even more into it. It saves money, and then you are pretty much guaranteed to not get a gummy bear inside a jar. See, I'm making grape jelly again this year, but I'm not going to add pectin. Even though I took the seeds and skins out of the jelly by using the steam juicer, that pectin still came down, you know, through with the juice and was gonna be plenty to set my jam. I know that now. Some fruits have more pectin than others, and one way that you can check your jams to see what they're going to be like at room temperature is to stick a spoon in the freezer and let it completely freeze. And then you take it out and dip you a little bit of your hot jam onto it. Stick it back in the freezer for like 30 seconds. That'll bring the temp way down till room temp, possibly fridge temp, and then you can test what your set's gonna be like. While making this, I simmered for, it was probably about 40 minutes, and the bubbles in the jam went from kind of light and airy like you're used to with, you know, boiling pasta or something, to more of like a snappy, thick pop that actually was starting to spit out of my pot here. So I know that this is thickening up really well, and the jam is sticking pretty well to my spatula here. It is hot, so it's going to be a lot looser than when it's cool. Here's our spoon. It's been in there for like 30 seconds, and I can turn it to the side and it's not really running off. That's good. We can put our finger through it and it doesn't come back together. So this is set. I don't need pectin. Can I taste Earl Grey tea? I don't know. I'm wondering if I can notice it because I'm trying to notice it. I don't think it's a super strong flavor. What we'll do is jar this up. I'm gonna can it, and whatever's left over, we'll put on some bread so I get more of the flavor, and we'll see what it tastes like. I know that's a lot of butter, but it felt dumb leaving just a little bit left in the container. Here's the jam, still warm. Cheers. Really good. I can taste the butter. I can taste that the blackberry jam is acidified with lemon juice, because it is. There was a cup of the Earl Grey tea and then a whole tablespoon of lemon juice. And I feel like while the jam smelled really good while it was cooking initially, I don't think it retained any of the Earl Grey tea flavor, but it might be caffeinated still. So there's that. Good morning, sir. Your Nubian is showing. 25% Nubian, and it went all to your voice. I actually just finished editing the first part of this video, and I realized we didn't really see much of the bunnies, and we really didn't see much of the girl goats. So we're gonna go hang out with the girls in just a second. I need to get you boys all squared away so we can hear ourselves, huh? Good morning, Lufa. It looks like it looks like the 2 inches of rain that we got filled their bowls, so onto the ground. Cause I'm not going in there with Lufa when she's like that. I value my life. Hey gorgeous boys, how are you? I feel like there's more than one lesson to be learned from goats, but mostly how greed can be wasteful. They care so much about butting other goats out of the way that they don't even realize that they're dumping half of the grain out onto the ground. Oh well. They do need more fence feeders. Ruckus has ruined most of them. I think really it's that these fence feeders have been out in the full sun for at least a year at this point, and they just got really degraded, and then he beat on them, so that didn't help for sure. I need to check my calendar. I'm pretty sure that most of these litters out here are at weaning age, even though some of the kits are pretty small. This litter here was a litter of 11 out of our silver fox buck named Paul Bunyan, and promptly only has 5 left. This is the second time that she's had like a larger litter, and it seems like she's only really capable of raising like 4 to 5 well, and the other ones don't do well. So actually, when it comes time for these guys to wean, I'm not gonna move them out. I'm actually gonna take Promptly out and stick her in the freezer, because that's just not the kind of mothering that I'm looking for. And same thing with our Californians. Once the babies are of age, we're going to be culling the mothers to the freezer. Don't worry about Sausage, she is here to stay. She had 6 kits by that same buck, Paul Bunyan, and they are a lot bigger. Watch out, guys. This here is the one that my daughter is keeping. He's really big. If I can kind of put him next to one from the other litter, you can really see a size difference too for basically the same age. Oh, don't scratch me. So there's a growth rate component to culling Promptly and keeping Sausage when I've compared their litters with the same sire. Each kit in this litter did start out a little bit bigger just because there were fewer of them, but really the size difference should not be that drastic at this age, but it is. Really, our production animals will be our silver foxes at some point in the future. We're going to breed them this fall. I might breed them as early as September depending on how hot it is. But we've got our lovely sausage as our pretty bunny and excellent mama. Even though her kits are gonna grow a little bit slower than the meat breeds, some kits is better than no kits. But let's come sit with the girls. Hey girls. Yes, I'm coming to sit with you. It's been a little while. Hey Marge, how you feeling? Tonka wants in my lap so bad. Hey, I gotta put the bucket down. I'm gonna sit on this. Hey Shindy, how you doing, baby girl? Excited to breed Shindy again. Hi. Oh. You weasel in here, Tonka? Yeah, she's figured it out. Oh goodness, you weigh 1,000,000 pounds. Oh, good gravy. It's so hard to film when I sit in here with the girls because they're just all in my face, which I do love, but it makes filming a little bit hard. One thing that I'm thinking about doing too is culling some of the dairy does for their personality or their lack thereof. Now, there is a component to their standoffishness that can be controlled by, you know, the owner, by the breeder. A lot of people will pull animals basically at birth in order to bottle feed them to ensure that they are friendly. And that's just, that system works for some people. It doesn't work for me. I don't prefer bottle feeding, although we might have to with a number of babies that are due this fall. But really what I'd like to do is be able to have a herd that is like, these are dam raised goats right here. She is dam raised, she's dam raised. Frenzy's dam raised, all of these goats that I have now. I don't think, no, except for Tori. That one right there, she was a bottle baby. You wouldn't know it based on who's in my face right now, because who's in my face right now are the dam raised babies. Now, Gail, she was standoffish for a long time, and she's actually coming around quite well. If she could edge in here, I could pet her, and it's really, really nice. The difference is Melee isn't really the same. We've got our Fable Marie right here, who actually has the same sire as Melee, but Fable is clearly more friendly. I am kind of thinking in my mind about who is going to be a cull, likely in springtime. And I think Melee might be a cull, simply for her personality. Now, when I did see everyone freshen this year, she did have my least favorite udder out of all the first fresheners. And so there is that as well. I know it's kind of crazy for me to be thinking about culls when I've already sold so many of the herd, but I'm just narrowing down to what I know I like, to what I know is enjoyable. And sometimes personality really does factor in quite a bit. We're working on Stella and Goosey. Goosey's probably laying down with Mama. Hey girlfriend, Christine. Yeah, and then Elpis and Goose. Hey girls, this is their spot. Y'all hanging out. Look at how big she is. Oh my. Frenzy. Get off the bucket for 5 seconds and this is what happens. Here, I'm gonna take it back. I wanna see if we can get Stella to come up here. There's been a little bit of a common theme that I've noticed with my goats lately. And that has been some of the animals that I have bred out of bottle-fed animals don't just naturally have a great personality. And so I feel like sometimes the true, genuine personality of an animal can sort of get bred out. I think that there's more to a friendly animal than just whether or not they were dam raised or bottle fed. Bottle fed, like I said, is kind of a guarantee. Unless those animals are going to be sold to farms that also bottle feed, it can sort of throw a hiccup into a program. That's what I've noticed with my nefarious daughters that I've kept, is they've all been skittish and have taken a lot of work to really get them to be friendly. Gail is out of Mooch, who is a bottle baby. Italia, her mom, was also a bottle baby. Now Helicity, who has her head in my lap essentially, she's Gail's sister and she is more friendly. So I mean, it's not a rule or anything that being bottle fed for generations and then dam raising means that the personality is lost, but it's a trend that I have noticed. My Elpis line especially does not have any personality issues at all, huh? None at all. A good milk goat like Red here, who has a great personality, comes up on the stand really well. They do kind of shine a light on some of the problem animals, and I definitely am developing a preference, that's for sure. Because you sweet. Yes, you are. Hey, Melee. Can I get through you to her? Hey, girlfriend. Did you hear us talking about you? Yeah, did you? Oh, Red. No. Let Melee have a minute, okay? Go on. Here comes Marge. Margie can definitely be a little standoffish too. The difference being is when Margie gets into the milking rotation and gets into the milking routine, she settles into that very, very well. So she's hard to catch, she's a little standoffish, she's not necessarily an in-your-face goat, but she does come up onto the stand really well and she milks really well, so I give her a pass. I definitely love Margie more than she loves me. She heard what I said. She's like, don't sell me. Well, you know, I just might, girl. If I do, it'll be several months from now. I'll probably take her through winter. I'll probably breed her, give her kind of a second chance as a milk goat, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Well, I can feel it already heating up today, so I'm gonna go and do the rest of all the things that I need to do. I think next week we're gonna start out in the greenhouse because I need to clean out even more things. I think all the carrots have to come out. Hopefully things are going well wherever you are. I'll see you guys again soon.